very grateful for you to have come, because this is not anymore a women's issue. In fact, I would say you're being very thorough gentlemen. You're giving the women an opportunity to sit in the front while you're taking the back seat. But, please come forward, and we want you as much a participant of this as we would like our women counterparts to be a participant. Stepping back a little, I'm going to give you a brief overview of what we are going to speak about today. But stepping back a little, I just would like to sort of take on from where my colleagues on the dais have just left. And yes, this was perceived as a women's issue, and this, till some time back, a group, a gathering like this, if we got out and we said we are doing a workshop like this, it was always understood that this will be largely a group of women, and a lot of sort of male bashing would probably be a part of it. But that is not how it is anymore. This is, and that was, I would say that was never the case then also. That was more of, women getting together and speaking aloud in forums like these, because there was no other redressal mechanism. There was no other way for them to get together and speak, So this was voicing of their concerns. But today, there is a structured forum present, and not only in the legal context. Organizations like this, like the Ivan, I would say the opening line of Mrs. Vainita was so encouraging. It said we want more men, because the idea is not that women want to be only clustered as women. The idea is to get everyone together and to get a fair exchange of ideas, so that there is a fair amount of gender sensitization between both counterparts. And I must, to be fair to our male counterparts, I have been working with a lot of HRs and a lot of organizations. Being a law firm, we interact with some of the top management in the organizations, which are largely men. It's unfortunate, in the top management, you very rarely see women taking very high places, but that's a different discussion. There are different reasons for that. That is probably a discussion for another topic, but not today. The sort of response I am seeing after this act, but not only after this act, there has been an evolving mindset within the male counterparts in management, where they understand. They are trying to understand, if not understand fully. They reach out to us. They want to understand how the act plays out. They want to be as fair as possible, as safe as possible. Today, it is sort of attributed to the act. It is attributed to the fear, I would say, as was rightly pointed out, that is created by the act. But it has not always been the case. There is a serious interest in the management today in wanting to understand how to make their workplaces better places for their women workforce. Now, this largely I have seen is the case with the larger organizations. The smaller Indian organizations, which continue to have a traditional mindset, probably need a little more education and sensitization. This probably is what, this act, I would say, is very, very useful for that structure. The top management, the top companies, I mean, you will read in the papers every day. Yesterday, a couple of days back, there was a top IT company in the US where one of the senior management colleagues, a lady, left the organization not because of sexual harassment, but because of pure gender discrimination. So today, the issue is not, we will talk about sexual harassment. We are talking about a very focused area right now, but it goes beyond that. So her objection was that the company was run like a boys' club. That being the case, she never found her voice in the organization, though she was a very sort of active contributor to the organization, but she never found her voice. Women are as, if not more, ambitious today as their male counterparts. And there is nothing wrong in being ambitious. Earlier, ambitions were always restricted to the male workforce, whereas women were not supposed to come out in the open and say that they are ambitious. But today they are ambitious. Having said that, that doesn't mean their roles and responsibilities, which are traditionally associated with them and naturally associated with them, take a backseat. So that is not the case. That is never the case. But now the women are being given that sort of support, both from a statutory standpoint and from the changing mindset within the male counterparts. And they are able to come out and voice in the open that they would like to take higher positions in an organization. They would like to network. I, for one, I will give you an example, and my colleagues here would also probably tell you, I do a lot of networking for my organization. not just domestically, internationally as well. So there are women who are speaking out, they are saying. That doesn't mean that they don't care about the other duties, or they have, and I must say that, there is a lot of respect coming from male counterparts. They allow you and they want to support you in being able to speak out. So, to be fair to my male counterparts here, I would like to congratulate you that you have come here today. You want to listen to what the woman has to say. You want to understand the act more carefully to be able to implement it positively, which is a huge, I would say a huge credit to you. And I would request for a round of applause for you. So I would request my ladies here to give a round of applause.